Hello, welcome to episode 6 of going from concept to prototype. If you haven't seen the previous videos, where have you been? Go back, have a look at them, and this will make a lot more sense. Let's do a quick recap. Let's see where we got from. Run, here we go. We have a rocket, the asteroids go down through the camera, they move, they look a bit different, they fade out because of light, and there's a rocket, and you can move it around very basically. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to make that rocket handle a bit more interestingly. It's going to have some momentum. Momentum seems like a scary mathsy thing, but it really isn't. Here we go. We're going to do it very simply. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a few more variables. This is the ship. So these are the ship variables. I'm going to add a new property. And that's going to be momentum x. That's of type float. And to start with, it is 0. We're going to do the same thing for z. Momentum z. That's going to be a float. And to start with, 0. Apply, save. Right, if we go over to scripts and go to ship script, if we remember, this is the script that handles the movement of the ship. It seems pretty basic at the moment. If the up key is down, it alters the z just by a value of move speed. Sounds like a really big noisy boat has just arrived. If you're interested to know why I'm in a tent and why there might be a noisy boat and why I'm on a seashore, go over to YouTube, youtube.com/live life in a box, and you will see. I thought it was there, it's not. Okay, let's import the momentum x that we just added. Ship mesh. And these are properties of ship mesh. There's momentum x. Okay, momentum z, models, ship mesh, and let's get access to momentum z. Okay, cool. Right, what we're going to do is, when up key is pressed, or any of the keys, it's going to not alter the position of the ship directly. It's going to alter the momentum. That's quite easily done. So what we're going to do is we'll do, so up is down, we're going to do momentum z. First we need access. So if we go momentum z, let's do x first, equals momentum x. As we remember before, this is a local variable, this is an engine variable. All I'm doing is I'm putting the engine variable into a local variable. Every time you request something from the engine, it goes to fetch it. So you won't want to do that many times. Say I could just use momentum x as a variable. It'll fetch it each time though. So say I used momentum x, then I plus 1, then I plus 1, then I plus 1. It will always go back to go and see what that value was. That's slow. So this is why I put things in a local variable here. Cool. Okay, so if up key is down, we are going to alter the momentum z. Momentum z, and all we're going to do is we're going to use this move speed value again. We're just going to I don't know, plus or minus, choose one. Let's go for minus. It could be backwards. Time based animation movement, and then move speed. Yep, that seems pretty straightforward. So this one, if the other one was correct, which it might not be, is going to be opposite. Momentum z plus equals time based movement move speed. And then we've got to do the same for x. Momentum x minus equals time based movement move speed. And you guessed it, the opposite. Momentum x plus equals time based movement move speed. Yep, that will seem pretty much do it. Now what we need to do is we need to put that value from being the local back into the engine. That will make it remember it for the next time it goes around, and doesn't just mean that we're just playing with numbers in this script. Momentum x equals momentum x. Same for z. Momentum z equals momentum z. Yeah, cool. Now this will go, if it, say momentum x started at 0, the first time it goes through, let's say right is pressed, so that will add to momentum x. Let's say it adds 1. Let's say the product of this function call makes a 1. So now momentum x is a 1. Now that will stay 1 even if I let go of right key straight away. So if you just tap it, it will now move across. Rather than before when it just moved to here, it'll move across. Now if I kept right key down, it would add 1 each time. So it'll start to go faster. Acceleration. Now if I wanted to go back the other way, you have to press the other key. So let's say it was 1. If I tap it, it will again come back this way. It would actually go to 0. And then tap it again, it goes this way. Now if I held right down for a bit, that speeds up. And then if I hold left down, it will slow down and go the other way. That will give this sort of movement, which will give the ship a bit of weight, a sort of momentum. And again, that's loaded back into the engine. But this is just a variable at the moment. It's not linked to the ship position at all. So we also need to position the ship. Position ship. And to do that, we need to use the value up here, ship x and ship z. So ship x equals ship x, and let's alter that. Ship x plus equals time-based movement, and what we're going to use instead of move speed, we're going to use the momentum x, and we're going to put that back in. So ship x equals ship x. Cool. Right, now we need to do the same for z. I'm going to copy and paste. Copying and pasting is always looking for trouble with programming. Right, okay. I think that should mean that we have momentum. Apply, close, save. So now when I run this, I expect it to be able to move in a more momentumous way. And just before we do that, this video is sponsored by me, because no one else does. So this is yesindeedy.itch.io, which is the homepage of this YouTube channel. This is where all the projects go. If you scroll down, you will see you can already download Escape Earth and my previous title, which is This a Game? Escape Earth is currently whatever development this video's at, so if you watch it in a year, it'll be finished. It's free, download it, why not? It's a prototype. The idea is if you like it, you have the option to buy it. You can download for free, or you can name your price, name your own price as it says here. Now if you do the name your own price and you pay a little bit of money for this, what you're doing is you're supporting me. You're supporting this channel and you're supporting how this all works. If this gets over $500, I will turn this prototype into a game, and you being an early backer will get the game for free. That's the way I'm going to do this. If you want to go and support this, go over there. It helps. It helps a lot. Okay, let's go back to this. Let's see. Press run. Fingers crossed. Now let's see how it feels. Oh yeah, the ship's kind of feels a lot more weighty. As you can see, it's taking a lot more time to move directions. Yeah, I like that. I think that's quite nice. Now, you probably have, if you played this, seen quite a glaring problem in the gameplay of this. It's a bit of a game breaker. The game didn't just break them. If you get hit by the rocket, it still quits. The game breaker is, I'm now lost. There's no way of making it stop going out from the screen. So we need to change that. We're going to have a play bounds. We're going to have it so this ship cannot go out of this play bound. How are we going to do that? Well, again, we're going to do that in a very simple way. Okay. So let's split these two up. Okay, so we position That sets the variables back to what they were. Let's put this one as well at the end. So all the engine variables get set at the end. So I can alter them up here, and at the end they'll just deal with it. So position ship, that's fine. So it sorts out the momentum, sorts out the position. Now what we're going to do is bounds. So this is going to be my play bound. It's going to be a square. Very simple. Could have it as a rectangle. It's a pain in the neck. Let's keep it as a square. Let's have it as a value because it's just a square. The x bound is the same as the y bound, so we're just going to call this play bound, and it's going to be equal to, let's make it 4. That's probably something I'm going to have to tweak. Now, well, all we're going to do is we're going to look what the value of ship x is. So let's say if ship x is greater than play bound, we're going to set ship x to play bound. Let's visualize that. So let's say this is the play bound on x. This is your ship. It's going to try and go past here. It's going to go to there. If it goes here, it's going to set it back to here. Basically can't go any further than this. It's pretty simple. We've got another case to deal with. If ship x is less than minus play bound, we're going to set ship x to minus playbound. That's just be this side. So if it goes to here, let's snap it back to there. Let's do the same for z. Nice lazy fashion. Z, 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 Z. Yeah. Okay. Now, another thing we need to think about though is the momentum. Now, if I accelerate really fast towards this wall, I go to here. Now the momentum, let's say there's this value here, it's still quite strong. So when I am here, I'm kind of stuck on this wall until that momentum's negated enough to come away. That'll make these walls feel really sticky. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just negate all momentum if these walls are hit. Momentum x equals 0. Momentum x equals 0. Momentum z equals 0. Momentum z equals 0. Now this isn't perfect. This actually creates a kind of a dynamic that the player will be able to take advantage of. If the rocket was moving this way really fast, usually that would be a bit of a pain. That means that you'd have to press the other key for longer in order to make it come back. However, if you knew this little nuance, you could go even faster, hit that wall, that would negate it, make it to 0, and you could go back this way really quickly. So one way, let's say this isn't here, you go really fast and you'd have to go all the way like this and come all the way back. Or, you just smack into that, zeros it, and go that way. So you could just pinball around as much as you wanted, and it kind of might break the game. We'll look into that later. Well, not later, in a different video. I could make it so if you hit that playbound, you also die. I like the idea of that already. I probably will do that. Okay, let's see how that is, and see if our value of 4 in the playbound is going to help. Ah, yeah. There we go. It stops. Doesn't let you go any further. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so that's really starting to feel a bit more gamey. Each video we get a bit more gamey, and it's a little bit more fun. So far I'm having no problem at all dodging these rocks, and in fact I haven't got much of a choice. But yeah, I feel like I'm playing this now. Yeah, that's good. Now, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and comment and subscribe. If you want to support me and support this and what I'm trying to do, go over to itch, play some of the games. If you like, purchase some of the games. That makes this thing work. In the next video, what I'm going to look at is, at the moment you can lose. Losing is very much you get hit by a rock, and at the moment the application just quits. I don't know many games that do that. So we're going to handle that using a UI We'll also introduce the idea of a win state. So you'll have a game, lose, win. Hey, maybe it's a game. Okay, goodbye.